Start. We've been live for 10 minutes. Is the audio acting up again?
No,
What's going on?
let's just say my run through went a bit longer than expected.
Ah.
Anyway, hello and welcome to this Christmas podcast. Runs towards time, but it's a stuck movie sequel to recent. Did manage to get back to watching racing again. I'll give more details when we get to there. When we get to a certain point.
Okay.
Not much else other than my mom's unfortunately under a UTI since yesterday. So she's been using the bathroom quite a lot today. Hopefully with the strategies has shouldn't be too long.
Hopefully she gets better soon.
Yes.
Yeah. My week's been kind of... Oh, I had work all 3 days. On the plus side, yay, actually getting money now. I was getting money before, but they're back to paying me for how many hours I actually work as opposed to the average. So it's like, now I actually want to have hours to work. And then today I spent my cousin came over. We chatted for a while, and then we went shopping. So that kind of cut into my time for today. And even if I did record a video today, I'm not sure it would be enough since today we're actually covering 4 issues of the comics. So yeah. Yeah, I usually like to have like 2 videos ready just to fill all that extra time if need be. Hey, Minecraft's good. I was actually looking at the 1.17 update, and like, okay, add more world height and depth to the game. Okay, that actually sounds really interesting. Like new harder stone to dig through below Y level 0. Yeah.
Hmm.
Of course, now I also need to wait. Okay, mods aren't really going to be a thing until like the full version of that version comes out because it's just like snapshots right now, I believe.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. But yeah, we can finally get to the
season premiere.
And boy, what it delivered.
Yep. Yeah, since we're actually covering 4 issues, I decided to just use my Nook for this. I figured it'd be easier than having to, you know, shuffle through 4 different issues. And besides, I still have 60% power on this thing. It'll be fine. But yeah, it's quite fitting that we begin like the 10th season, as we just recently got info on the upcoming series. But we'll get into that later in the show.
Yes.
Actually, I plan on doing a video about it on my own channel with images and everything. But yeah, let's dig right into the comic. So, celebration time in Canterlot. It's Twilight's first sunrise because she took over for Celestian Luna, and apparently Twilight has invited a bunch of different ponies and creatures over for something they're a bit unsure of. Included is everyone's favorite movie villain, Tempest Shadow, aka Fizzlepop Berry Twist. Then, of course, you have the Lord of Chaos himself, Discord. Then, yeah, I can't do big dramatic reveals for all of them. Spitfire's there, Capper, Trixie. I believe I see Captain Solano in the shadowed in the background back there. Maud is there along with Bon Bon, and later it's revealed that Lyra's there too. And the Pillars are there. Big Mac, and I think that's Soren back there. And finally, Rainbow Dash drags in Zecora. Yes, quite an assortment of characters here. Of course, like, yeah, they have no idea what they're there for. But oh yeah, Pinky is happy for Bon Bon and Lyra. They make a good couple. Also, Rockhoof and Big Mac are hoof wrestling, and it looks like they're pretty evenly matched. Okay, I say evenly matched. It looks like Big Mac's not even trying. Rockhoof is like, "Argh!" And Big Mac's like, uh-huh, sure, uh-huh. Okay, Twilight's here, and yeah, she's here to announce what they're here for. Like, basically, she's been worried about a few things and almost almost misreasoned the sun. But Spike told her, like, don't worry, it's fine. Like, you already have the answer. So basically, she brings out a map of Equestria when she was in school, and then an updated map because they restored the Crystal Empire and became trading parties with the Gakistan. And it updates it even further with the Mirror Dimension, the Cave of the Diamond Dogs, Abyssinia, the Moon, Las Pegasus, Star Swirl's Secret Library, and a whole bunch of other places they've been to. And her plan: make the map bigger. she explains that all these things they happened when she was, with the main six, like her and her friends going on adventures. But here's the thing: Twilight's in charge of the country now. She can't exactly just ditch the job whenever she wants to go adventuring. She has a huge schedule, and actually, Celestian Luna left a note on the schedule by the schedule books. Yours now, sucker. Love, Celestian Luna. It's like, oh. She points out, like, even though she can't go, her friends still can.
Old
And,
habits, old habits die hard.
yeah. And, like, okay. And they can bring friends with them to go exploring the different places. So, Group 1, with Rainbow Dash, Rainbow Dash is, yeah. Rainbow Dash's team, Rainbow Dash, Captain Solano, Spitfire, Lyra, and Bonbon. They're going to be going to meet up with Solano's people at the Parrot Peaks. Group 2, Fluttershy, Pinkie Pie, Discord, Capper, and Trixie. They're going to see the Abyssinians, Capper's people. Oh, I missed this page initially. Yeah, the thing with the Nook is sometimes if you're scrolling vertically, you miss the 2-page spreads. Like, so this one's new to me. It kind of felt weird that when I read it, like, okay, this group, and finally Applejack's group. Like, wait, what? Didn't we miss a few? But Team 3, led by Rarity, with Big Mac, Maud, and Mage Meadowbrook, they're going to be exploring the hidden kingdom of the Diamond Dogs.
As we hinted previously.
Yep. And finally, Group 4. 3, 4. Wait.
By the way, the problems you mentioned, I get the feeling that might have something to do with Comixology as well as iTunes.
Right. And finally, Group 4, led by Applejack with Tempest Shadow, Rockhoof, and Zakora, they're going to the Zebra Hayland. Homeland. Yeah, Zakora is taking a bit of an issue with this. Like, wait, we're doing what now? No, hold on. Hold the phone. If you had mentioned this before, I would not have come. And Zakora just starts to walk out, and yeah, Applejack's basically like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. If I knew this was going to be a problem, I would have said something. And Zakora goes on about the whole thing about assuming. But Applejack tries to explain that she's just trying to do this for her. Zakora's like, you understand nothing. And then they start arguing. And Zakora's had enough. She starts yelling at Applejack. And not even in rhyme. Like, you know you have screwed up when you make Zakora stop rhyming. And basically goes on like, you know nothing about my life, where I come from, why I even came here. For all you know, going back there could put me in danger. And it's like, you think I should act grateful? Ooh, ouch. I missed this line. Think even of your own life for a moment. What if I invited you to an event to which you were to bring your mother? Oh, deep cut. Oh, uh, ow. That hits hard. Like, this is my genuine reaction. I literally missed that line on my first reading. Whoa. Yeah, Applejack apologizes, and yeah, it was wrong to assume, and yeah, she was just trying to find a spot that would be a good fit for her, and yeah. Zakura's back to rhyming now. It's like, okay, we're done arguing. Listen, I keep my life private, and when I left, that it wasn't a happy time. So it's like, okay, I don't like this, but I'm your. You've been a great friend, and I've got your back. Just try not to do this again. But yeah, I think everything seems to be good. But yeah, they realized that when she was yelling, she wasn't rhyming, which they've never known her to not rhyme. But Sakura just says like, "Hey, if you go into my home, there's a lot you don't know." So they get to the docks, and Rainbow Dash's group is there too. But checking out the docks. But like, yeah, cool, yeah, but don't brag about your airship. And Apple Bloom is there too, and asks Applejack to write home. Bring something back. Bring back a souvenir. And Apple Bloom chats with Sakura a bit, and we find out that Sakura's homeland is called Farasian, or the Farasian coast.
Leading to the title of this arc, although it came quite later, again in tweet.
Yeah.
Frasian Shores.
But yeah, I think, yeah, their chat is all nice, but Tempest is like, we ain't got all day. Are you coming or not? Yeah, something that's going to be a trend in this comic is Tempest is very grumpy. And, yeah, it turns out the boat that they're on, it's Cranky's. There's one other pony on board, the first mate, Ragamuffin. That's right, Ragamuffin. If you've been keeping track of the expanded universe, you might recognize him from the boat special. I forget what it was called. Uh, it's the one where Sunset, Rainbow Dash, and Twilight found a portal back to Equestria, and something
Oh,
lingering Storm King magic.
I almost thought you were. I almost thought it was a comic reference for a moment, but then you pieces started coming. Pieces started coming in, and it's been a
But
couple. It's been a couple of years since we've seen that.
yeah, actually, a funny thing when I saw him in the background, a page earlier, I thought maybe it was like a Gilligan's Island cameo. Because he does that kind of have that style, you know? But no, Ragamuffin. Good. Hey, you have the characters, even if they're from the expanded universe, why not use them? Like, okay, points to them for that. Usual, like, he has an accent that Applejack is just like, that's a nice accent.
And to your
Oh,
credit,
pretty crazy accent.
and to your credit, there are a few more Gilligan's Island references, at least in terms of the theme song.
Yeah. So yeah, so they're set to set sail, and it just now occurred to Rockhoof that, yeah, most of the journey is going to be on a boat. His main thing is shovel. What use is a shovel on a boat? To which Tempest replies, or maybe that was. Anyway, so yeah, Applejack starts riding to Apple Bloom, and yeah, first night, pretty nasty storm, and yeah, everyone get below deck, and but Tempest is like, nah, I got this, and yeah, it turns out she can fight a storm. And then on the third day, they were attacked by Diamond Dog pirates. But turns out Cranky had a bit of backup with the secret member of the crew, Stephen Magnet. Then, of course, day 5, they found some angry narwhals and started putting holes in the ship. Thankfully, Rockhoof has a shovel. Not sure. Wait, patched up the. But I guess using the shovel as a hammer, or scooping the water into the buckets with. Okay, I'm a bit lost there, but whatever.
To be fair, to be fair, if you're to be fair, I've seen a lot of other times where hammer wasn't present and they had to substitute.
Yeah. But yeah, so they're soon approaching the coast, and yeah, like hopefully she can find some way to send the letter to. And Tempest interrupts her, asking why she's sitting in the dark. To which Applejack replies that it was for dramatic effect. Yeah, they're there, and yeah, it looks like a pretty nice place. But Zecora feeling kind of, yeah, she's having second thoughts. Like she's kind of afraid. But Applejack's like, don't worry. Totally arrange for someone to meet us in town. From arrange for someone from the town to meet us. To meet them. So girl's like, wait, who? Well, we don't find out just yet. So yeah, Cranky and Ragamuffin will be staying at the port. You know, they won't be seen for the rest of the comic.
At least until close to the end. Well, ship at least.
Yeah. But while they're walking, Tempest and Zecora I would kind of want to say bond a little bit because Tempest also ran away from home when she was young, and yeah, like yeah, I ran away from home. Didn't even think she'd go back, but found that friend again, and yeah, they're close, really close now. And it's like, okay, okay, but then it's revealed like, oh hey, the person they got to help show us around. Turns out apparently it's Sakura's best friend, Marini. And Jake's Marini's like, oh hey, you're still doing that rhyming thing. Cool. She goes to give her a hug, but Sakura's like, oh no, hold. I don't think I'm ready for this yet. And Tempest's response is like, wow. Quote, listen, I'm a pro at shutting down hugs, and that was next level. Wow. But Rockcliffe is always good for a hug.
Get used. There's a get used. There's a get used to it with her moments, and
Yeah.
also been there, done that.
Gonna take a slight drink. Yeah, so they get to walking, and we find out that the town's brat is actually the capital, and Applejack is like, wait, why is this the capital? And it's like, oh, I thought Sakura would have told you. It's the home of Prince Abraxas, one of the four princes of Farasi. Applejack's like, oh wow, didn't think I'd be meeting. Like, huh? Maybe Twilight should have sent someone else. Like, yeah. Of course, Tempest's reaction is like, yeah, don't get too excited. They're not all that. They're usually disappointed. I mean, hell, I used to be turning the prince or princess to stone every week. Like, you don't plan on doing that, do you? Not unless he bothers me. Like, yeah, Tempest just zero F's given. Like, she is. Wow.
It honestly feels more like joke material, seeing how she doesn't do a complete revert.
Yeah.
Which is definitely a good thing.
Yeah. And apparently Marini got together a bit of a welcome wagon for Sakura. All of Sakura's old friends. Dust Devil, Cactus Rose, Medley Brook, and Crystal. Yeah, it's revealed that Medley Brook and Crystal are Kelpies. Or as I was mentally thinking, like, ooh, water elemental ponies.
There is a there's a bit of a joke I'm gonna pull later when we get to more exposition.
Yeah.
Just want to point that out.
But yeah, it's not yet revealed what race Dust Devil or Cactus Rose are, but you can tell by their appearance that they're definitely different. It's like, oh hey, look, all Sakura's old friends, and Sakura's like, nope, 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 and runs off. And that's the end of part one. So let me change files.
I'd say I'd say the first two issues would be part one if this was an actual episode.
Yeah. Of course, they actually have to have each episode, uh, each issue as a single episode. So, like, I'm trying to think. Like, okay, one or two comics per normal episode. With okay, I'm trying to do the math about approximately how many comics per season if we go for the normal 26. So here's 4, 8 for the opening and endings, and and okay, I know the Pinkie Pie one's a 2 issue comic. Huh. Actually, since we're not exactly sure which one's gonna be two-parters, it's kind of hard to tell at this point. Anyway, that's something to worry about later. So, we pick up issue 2 with a bit of a background story for Zakora. So long ago, Zakora was basically, a loner. And one day, someone bounced the ball over. They're like, "Hey, can I get the ball back?" And I'm like, "Okay, cool. You want to play?" It's like, "Sure." And so they became friends. And they were great friends. Used to play all the time, and Zakora loved legends and myths and old stories, and used to they used to read stories and made games where they would LARP. Basically, Sakura had her own D&D group, and everything was perfect until school happened. Like basically, they were doing a lesson on magic. Like, okay, so kelpies have magic that allowed them to manipulate water, and Dust Devil and Cactus Rose, they're Abatas, which they have more unique magic that seems to be especially different for each one. Yeah, like Dust Devil's fast, and Cactus Rose can talk with plants. And oh, I'm starting to see the parallels now. Don't mind that comic. Comment. Uh, if you heard that, I was kind of mumbling. But yeah, Zebra, they have no natural magical abilities. They can be fast or strong, but even their cutie marks are really dull and mundane. And Zakora's like, isn't there any way zebras can use magic? To which the teacher responds like, yeah, no. The only creatures who can actually learn magic are unicorns, and yeah, according to legend, they're off in a far off, dark, monster covered land. They might not even exist. It's like, wow. I mean, we're pretty. I don't think Sakura's that old, but even like, oh yeah, unicorns, they might not even be a real thing. It's like, wow, they were that cut off. But yeah, Zikora's like, well, I'm gonna be the first unicorn to learn how to use magic. To which the teacher is like, that's cute. Don't forget your test tomorrow. So Zikora started digging into books on potions and magic, and Zikora basically is start of series Twilight.
And it gets
And
even better from there.
yep, and she learns that a lot of magics from the old times involved rhymes, and you can kind of start to see the yeah, that's why she rhymes. And she came upon a thing in one of the books about Mage Meadowbrook, an Earth pony who could do magic. And like, hey, Earth ponies, they're normal too. And yeah, it's like, I'm gonna speak it in rhymes so I can do magic. And they're like, oh, I thought the rhyme was an accident. But yeah, her friends are kind of like, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to get your hopes up. Like, it's fine, but don't get upset when it doesn't work. And Zikora basically took that the worst way possible. It's like, oh, you don't think I can do magic? You don't believe in me? Fine, live your boring life. I don't need any of you. And then afterwards, they according to Zikora, they laughed and talked behind her back, teased and taunted her,
Seems she was
and that's basically
seems she was giving the teacher a bit more credit.
yeah. But yeah, so that's basically why she left, and like, okay, Zikora got that all over her system. Like, we were sent here for a reason. Let's get going. And yeah, the rest of the group's like, okay, Rockhoof is digging a big hole, and hey, he found some water. Meanwhile, Tempest is taking notes on the weaknesses of Kelpies. Turns out, electricity makes them go boom. Good to know. That's actually what Tempest said. And yeah, they can't stay too long from stay away from a source of water for too long, or else they start to evaporate. Applejack's like, what are you doing? Recon. Medley Brook has been very helpful. Yeah, Tempest basically points out that she could conquer and subjugate the place in a hour, half an hour if helped. It's like, that's not why we're here. Yes, but I could if I wanted to, or if we needed to. So yeah, uh, crap, what was her name again?
I'd say still recon, but
Marini.
I'd say still recon, but in a more friendly sort of way.
Yeah, yeah. Marini is like, hey, yeah, sorry for surprising you like that. Just wanted to do a nice welcome home. Forgot you don't like big crowds. But Zikora is still kind of bitter. Also, turns out Marini's the mayor. So she's the one giving the tour. So we actually learned that Kelpies really shouldn't eat zap apples. That makes them go boom. Which it isn't actually that big of a problem for Kelpies, because they can just be mopped up and put back together again. Like I said, water elementals.
There is there is definitely a lot of actual actual water references to be noted here. Also that comment I was going to say.
Yeah,
We now have earth bending as well as water bending.
yeah. And
We have the
I wonder
dragon.
if that would make.
We have the dragons. We have the Picassi, and now we made the circle complete.
Hmm. I was just wondering if like the Kirin would be like the fire elemental equivalent. Not quite to the same extent, but they do get kind of flamey.
Would be interesting if they do something about that, like relation.
Maybe. Yeah, it's revealed that Marini and Zakora used to live next to each other, and yeah, they were like family until she left. But yeah, this kind of begins to start another argument. Like, hey, up and left, what do you call when and your best friend just gets on a boat and leaves across the sea, huh? And yeah, they start arguing again, and uh, yeah, Marini decides to show her, decides to tell her version of the story, where basically she's someone who didn't have any friends, and thought like, we should be nice to her, bring her into our group, and then one day she got really excited about magic and started, stopped talking to us and just spent all her time with the books. And yeah, I didn't want to want her to have her heart broken if it didn't work out, and she screamed in my face for it. And yeah, Score basically explains that learning magic was like the only thing she ever really wanted. Like, oh yeah, you never wanted friends, and it never really mattered. It didn't matter to you that we wanted to be friends. No, it was all about the magic. You were the ones who were mean to me. Like, you laughed at me, treated me like I was a joke. But they explain, like, well, I mean, you did start rhyming all the time, and there was that one time we tried saying everything backwards. Also, turns out that Crystal made some puddles in the ground to freeze just before Zakora stepped on them. And turns out Crystal was bitter that, like, hey, we had a good thing going. She was ruining it for us. But yeah, the argument has to stop now because apparently something's going on. It is back. What is it? Like, no time to explain and get out of here. So, like, okay, the the
Oh
zebra
god.
team in the
Oh
huh?
gosh, I'm getting fan comic flashbacks again. Remember when the Crystal Empire was the it, and there was this one artist that there was this one artist that couldn't resist doing a Stephen King reference. Wah 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 wah.
Yes, yes. Good times. Yeah, it's a great big beast. It's kind of has like a dragon face, but it's long snake-like. But it has like the webbed fin hands. Like, uh, it's anyway. It's a Groot slang, and actually, let me wiki that or Google that. Groot slang. Oh, Afrikaans or Dutch for big snake. Good to know. So yeah, it is a big snake. And yeah, Marini is like, hey, we need to protect my town from it, but it's my town too. It's like Applejack's like, hey, she's obviously dealt with this before, and but help. I mean, they seem to have managed it before, but on the other hand, more help can't hurt. So yeah, Zakora gets a starts brewing up a potion and sets it on fire. Yep. Fire ain't helping the problem. To helping solve the problem, you aren't using enough of it. And hey, it's like her friends are impressed. Like, hey, you used magic, cool. But yeah, that doesn't seem to have helped much. And yeah, it's going to attack, but suddenly, in a flash, Prince Abraxas arrives. And he's like, hey, bad, not here, go away. And is being very shiny towards the snake. Like, literally, he just shows up, says, go away, and it leaves.
Not sure who's gonna get this reference, but certain line was playing through my head at this point. Go back whence you came. Trouble the soul of my mother no more.
Symphony of the Night.
Kind of figured you would, at least.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like he's been busy all day chasing the Gritsling away from the border villages and like, hey, which one of you cast that spell? We owe you a lot. And Abraxas actually recognizes Sakura. It's like, oh, hey, you're back. Like, I see you finally learned to use magic. Sort of. Can't, co- conjure things willy nilly, but I'm really good with a cauldron. But Abraxas can't stay because, yeah, the Gritslang will just attack another town. And Applejack asks, like, so, yeah, what can we do around here to help? And Abraxas is not sure. Like, apparently the creature lives in a temple in the desert, but he's never able to investigate because he's always busy dealing with the thing. And Sakura volunteers like, hey, we can help with this. And it's like, but you shouldn't go alone. But she won't have to because her friends are coming with. And that's the end of part two. Back, uh, issue three. Ah, yes, the cover for issue three. Warning: there is singing in this comic. Tempest is not amused. No, issue three picks up with a bit of a flashback with Sakura's LARPing group with Sakura as the DM. Yeah, apparently they're stuck in the deserts of infinity, and they're trying to find their way out. But they start arguing and fighting, and yeah, let's just say the desert adventure didn't go well for them back then. Yeah, it turns out Sakura got fed up with their crap and decided like, hey, because of all your fighting, you all died. Like, you all died of heat stroke. Yeah, never piss off the DM. He controls whether you live or die. Or he or she.
You get the idea.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, Sakura's still not quite comfortable calling Marini her friend because she's had all this anger bottled up for so long. It's just like it, it's only been two to AAs, and it's like, yeah, they're going along, and yeah, it turns out there's a bit of a problem. There's a large gulch that's kind of blocking the way, and okay, what do we do? Ooh, what? Why doesn't Cactus Rose talk with the cactus? Tempest is she doesn't buy it. Like, seriously, talking to a cactus, like her words exactly. Nope, not buying it. But apparently she finds out that just keep going north. There's a bridge that goes across.
How long before they finally cover her getting to know Fluttershy
Yeah,
a bit more?
yeah. Apparently, like Crystal thinks they should be friends. She and Tempest should be friends. Like, but Tempest doesn't really do that whole friends thing. It's like, oh, perfect. We can be pen pals that don't actually write anything to each other, but can if we wanted to. Like, eh, doesn't sound too bad. Like, okay, getting to the bridge, but problem. There's a rock there. Not like a stone rock, a bird rock.
Call back to season 8.
Yep. Tempest is just ready for a fight. But Dust Devil's like, wait, hold on. So, yeah, why are you blocking the bridge? And it's like, I do as I please. And it's like, sure. But bet you didn't choose to be here all by yourself. Yeah, well, you think you can help? I kind of got stuck here because there isn't any proper air currents, so I can't get any lift. So yeah, a bit of help would be nice.
And again, the parallels continue. This is the Manticore.
Yeah, I didn't see it at first, but on second reading, like, yeah, the parallels are pretty strong in this. But yeah, Dust Devil offers to help by doing what he does best, going fast. He starts going around in a circle, picking up wind, and not quite working. The rock is too heavy, so Dust Devil goes faster. And Chris realizes that, okay, yeah, that idiot's gonna hurt himself. And it's like, oh, okay, I got this.
Not one, but
Like,
two things I can pick up with this.
oh,
Sonic the Hedgehog in cartoons, as well as Pegasi, actually. Remember the
huh,
tornado from season 2?
ah,
Or, well, there have been several tornadoes across, but season 2 kind of comes to
yeah,
mind at first.
yeah. But yeah, so the rock is high enough to catch the wind, but he can't actually get out of the wind tunnel. So it's like, okay, in three, I'm going to stop. But is it gonna hurt? Yeah, don't worry about it. Three, two, one, whoomph, and off he goes. But he's saved by Crystal forming a fancy ice bridge. Ice, water. Looks okay. It's hard to. It's probably water, but it's like in comic form, it looks more like it would be an ice bridge, you know? Which I mean, like, okay, ice from water.
You somehow get the idea, though.
Yeah. Like, hey, the rock can fly again. Woo! Like, okay. But yeah, Crystal's like, eh, you know, gotta keep people from hurting themselves. Yeah. Oh yeah, it was ice. It's explained in the panel later where, yeah, Crystal used a bit too much ice, so she's really dried out now. And it's like, ooh, not looking good. And Brooke offers to give Crystal some of her water, but then the others start to offer their drinking water, but better idea. Cactus Rose asks some of the cactuses. They're happy to help. They'll offer some water, but they want a song because you see they don't get that many songs out there in the desert. So the musical segment starts, to which Tempest's response is no, 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 no. Also, Applejack forgot her banjo.
The way I think she's more
So
like too much happiness. Because the
happiness is not compatible with musical segments. Yeah, we get like a nice page and a half of musical, and Sakura finally apologizes to the group, like, yeah, I shouldn't have left like I did, like I actually did. Yeah, they're like, yeah, it's not all your fault. Like, we were kids, we screwed up. Crystal apologizes for bullying her. Everything, everything's all good now. But hey, there's a rumble, and yeah, that wasn't part of the musical number. Oh, hey, look, it's the Groot slang. And so they start running. And up ahead, they see the temple that they were looking for. Like, okay, good, temple. We still need to explore that thing, but that thing's here. But the Groot slang is here.
She's one of
So
the
temple is still not.
she's one of the right type. Also, Kiss reference.
Yeah. So Tempest and Rocco for like, you guys go. We got this. And when they get to the temple, they see something absolutely unexpected and amazing. The Tree of Harmony. Dun dun dun. And that's the end of part 3. Yeah, for those of you paying attention, you might be putting the pieces together now, especially with some of the comments you've made. No, issue 4 begins back outside with Tempest and Rockhoof. And it's like, oh, finally a fight. I'm like, yeah, been waiting for this. And Tempest thinks this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. If they don't get eaten by a giant snake. Rockhoof had a friend that got eaten by a giant snake. Didn't stop his friend. So Tempest goes to zap the Groot slang, and Rockhoof bashes it in the head with a shovel. Like, ha! Take that! And then they both get swept up by the tail. But this doesn't discourage them. It's like, you think of what I'm thinking? Yeah. Finally a good fight! So back inside, yeah, pretty sure this thing wasn't here before. Marinia and the others don't have any idea what it is. Applejack's explains like, oh yeah, Tree of Harmony, where we got the elements of harmony, magical MacGuffins. And Chris is like, ooh, magical doodads, like something that could beat the snake, because that would be helpful. But yeah, it's an abandoned temple. And, yeah, the elements aren't on the tree, but there's nothing here. Yeah. So look around, see what you can find, and yeah, we have no idea how they're doing outside. So yeah, so uh, Brooke finds a well, but nothing much else. Uh, it's Dust Devil finds just some pictures with actually an interesting one with 5 ponies with what looks like crystals or gems, like attached. Like how to? It's hard to explain visuals. Oops, yeah, but fell out.
I was going to say, important details in the background.
Yeah, and yeah, apparently there's this thing that looks like a picture of the temple with some lights, but only one light is on. a bath with no water. But yeah, it doesn't seem to be much of anything. And suddenly, there's more rumbling. So Applejack decides to go out and help the two out. So they start looking around some more, or they decide they need to look around some more, and Zakora starts hearing a whispering from the tree, and she goes to touch it, like, Bernie's like, yeah, I don't think you should. And over with Applejack, it's, Rockcuff bashes the Gritsling with a shovel again, and is pulled back by Applejack. And back with Zakora, the rumbling caused her to whack her head against the tree.
Touch the piece. There are plenty of other occurrences, but the best one that comes off the top of my head.
Zakora finds herself in white space, which, hey, let's save on some inking. Because they only have to draw the black portions of Zakora now. And she finds Abraxas. But it's not Abraxas, it's actually the Tree of Harmony. Or at least the Tree of Harmony in her land. And explains, like, the land where you made your first friend, formed a bond that exactly perfect, but never broke. And, like, Zakora's like, my friends are in danger. How can I help them? And it explains that, yeah, sometimes you have to leave behind your friends or home and experience the world to find yourself. And it's like, you've been brave and sought your destiny, though sometimes you wondered if it was worth it. With an image going back to uh, Zakora's premiere episode. I was like, yeah, you saw that the world could be cold and people cruel when they didn't understand you. But you learned you, you learned your scholarship of magic so much that you were able to teach it and help those to help others, and help them save their homes several times. And you have managed to understand the greatest magic of all. And yeah, at this point, like, wait a minute, I see what they're doing. So yeah, you've returned and managed to repair the bonds with your friends, and you are the greatest magic of all. And
Season 3 finale, except without the ballet.
yeah, quote, unicorns may have horns to channel magic, and you may need ingredients for potions, but friendship is not a magic that serves any one type of pony. Every friendship is different. Friendship exists in every land. The elements of harmony are not tied to not tied only to six ponies in one particular land. Look to your friends, Zakora. Any creature who wishes to use the elements of harmony must simply look to their friends. And Zakora is like, I have so many questions. But yeah, Zakora gets woken up. It's only been a few minutes, but yeah, the fight outside is going pretty not so great. And Zakora explains that she may have spoken to the tree, and yeah, there's not to explain, but yeah, apparently some portions of the floor are glowing now, because yeah, the portion of the cactus rose is glowing. And yeah, Applejack comes in with Rawcliffe and Tempest, like, okay, we can't hold him off anymore. What are all of you looking at? Like, oh, hey, it's glowing. And Applejack tells Cactus Rose to step off the circle. It's like, okay, it's not glowing anymore. And someone else try it. No, not glowing. And Applejack gets the idea. Wait, there are 6 platforms. Do you know what that means? The elements of harmony. O's offered offered her water when Crystal was drained. Generosity. Next up, kindness. Dust Devil. Even willing to hurt himself to help another. Medley is laughter. Guess she is fun. Crystal is loyalty. Like, you used up your eyes to help Dust Devil from hurting himself. Which leaves one more. Zikora's element. Magic. Wait, where's Marini? Oh, Honesty is Marini. It was kind of an odd panel. Yeah, Honesty is Marini. But yeah, Zikora is the element of magic. The thing she has been looking for her entire life. And finally, she has accomplished her goal. So yeah, the tree rises up and some crystals pop out, and yeah, they start glowing. To which Applejack can only say, been there, done that.
That is the icing on the cake, or cherry on top.
Yeah. And Applejack tells Tempest, like, okay, we should get out of the way. They got this. Tempest is not happy. She wanted to fight. So, Score basically goes up to the grid saying, like, okay, we don't want to destroy you, but we will defend our home. So either leave, or we'll do this the hard way. The grid saying is like, ah, very well then. You have chosen your fate. And it's wrapped up and poofed. And we end with a well, not quite end. There's one panel afterwards, but we get a letter from Applejack to Twilight. It's like, yeah, so after all these years, friendship, the power of friendship still surprises me. Like, it's like a cactus. Like, you can go years without being watered or cared for, but if you're willing to put in the effort, you can bring it right back. And basically explains to Twilight, like, yeah, Sakura had a bit of a breakup with her friends way back, but things are all good now, and yeah, they restored the elements of harmony to defeat the grid slaying, and all the water came back. And the river is back, and things are starting to look a lot greener.
Interesting fact: I've been recently rewatching episodes of an '80s cartoon that I used to watch uh, via a special pro- program block via special local program block.
Ooh, okay.
And yes, there is, and yes, this isn't the, and yes, this isn't the only occurrence of that type of deal.
Ooh.
There are actual other shows that do this kind of thing. Curse Upon the Land and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I figure it's also a pretty basic D&D plot setup. But yeah, so Prince Abraxas sends his regards and a whole bunch of other stuff for, helping restore the coast. But yeah, they don't have to wait because Yeah, it looks like a lot of heavy and fragile stuff that should probably be put on a boat that's not made of wood. But yeah, before they left, they decided to spend some more time in the village, made some new friends, and Rock have told some stories to the children. But yeah, they're coming back one short because Zakora decided to stay until they figure out, the whole elements of harmony thing and what that whole thing's supposed to mean. And yeah, Zakora's gonna miss her friends, but he will be sending reports as they try to figure out what's going on. And yeah, that spot at the temple with the lights, there are now two lights lit up. And on the final page of the issue, we see elsewhere that someone else has a that thing with the picture of the temple with the lights, and theirs is also clicked on the second light. And quote, "It can't be. It's been thousands of years. I have to tell the commander. Commander, the desert temple has been activated." Like, ooh, setting up some long-term plot.
The lore is getting deeper.
Yes. And it's like, but what's the first light? Wait, if the first light was the ooh, what if the first light was the elements of harmony in Equestria being activated?
And then there's also notes of a mountain temple coming up.
Yeah. Which, okay, actually, Equestria could have had the forest temple. That would fit. I wonder what the spirit temple will be like. Oh wait, that's Legend of Zelda. Never mind.
I knew what you were getting at.
Yeah, that was the season premiere. Quite an interesting one. Like slightly lower stakes than what we're typically used to, but that had a lot more character development. Like we got to learn more about Sakura and her people. And the fact that there's more elements of harmony out there, which
even though they're technically,
if the
even though they'll be technically clones regarding, even though they'll be technically clones, since, well,
yeah, which if the guess is correct, there's three more sets of elements out there. Wait, I think I see what they're doing with this. Of the five lights, one lit was already lit, and the one with Applejack's group just lit up. Three more lights, three more groups. What do you think? Think it'll tie into the other expeditions? Probably.
I'm seeing what they're doing. This is the four seven, four late seven-ish approach.
Yeah. Sprinkling bits of here and there throughout the season, much like season 4. and more subtly 5. Yeah, season 5 wasn't quite as blatant. Like with season 5, it's like, oh hey, that's Starlight hidden in the background.
Also, the map visions get more
Yeah.
frequent. But
Yeah,
also,
it was good.
late in season 7, when the legend started to get told, and eventually pieces started to fit together.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, not like Equestria needs physical elements of harmony, because, like, they have that whole spiritual elements of harmony thing. But good to know there is at least a backup set if need be. We got the tree itself basically saying like, oh yeah, any of group of friends if they really need it can have elements of harmony.
Although it's kind of weird. Back in one of those temple illustrations, I saw 4 trees.
Hmm.
But maybe there was something I'm missing. And
Yeah, good.
I was almost tempted, and it's strange. I was almost tempted to make a Sith Wayfinder joke of sorts, but somehow it doesn't fit.
Yeah,
Because with the Wayfinders, they feel more man-made.
right.
Then I
Of
thought,
course,
wait, how about the sources of the Benders?
yeah. Of course, then it leads to the question like, okay, so we have everything that dings if elements of harmony are detected. Who made it, and who's this commander that's being informed? Which we'll probably find out in the season finale, like 60 issues later. I kid, probably not that many issues, but maybe around 50. Actually, let me do a bit of math. Okay, so the 26.
And by bending sources, I mean, say, dragons and can't really think of the others, but hopefully last year Bender fans have the idea.
Okay, so let's assume that half of the stories will be two-parters. That's a generous estimate. But of course, we only really have like three stories to work off of right now. Actually, I forgot. We should know what the next story is by now. Let me go to EQD. Comic.
Yes, I do believe
A
yes, as I said before, we did hint there it's going to be a Diamond Dogs.
Yeah. Okay, let's see now. Some preview. 97. Just getting up some info for the upcoming comics. So I can make a more educated estimate.
Also, if I'm to make a big estimate, could Gaia possibly have more relevance? And not just,
Hmm.
well, a myth like in Legend of Everfree.
Yeah, possible. Okay, so after this we had the Scootaloo one. So, right. After Pinkie Pie is the Abyssinia group. And it's part two. So it's a two-parter. And, uh, okay, so if half of them are two-parters, 3 plus 4 plus 4. So about 41 issues. Eh, we'll see. I, it's still early enough that we don't know what if the single issue stories are going to be more common than the two issues. But yeah. Anyway, wow, it's 11:39. We should probably get into the news.
As I said, as I said, if they were regular episodes, they would be condensed to the appropriate. They'd probably be condensed to the appropriate 26.
Yeah. Some gaming news.
But yeah, the
The
hype is.
Pokemon.
But yes, the
Oh,
hype has definitely heightened.
the Pokemon Gen 4 remakes have been announced. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. To at the very least on the website I frequent, mixed results. Like, yeah, some aren't too happy about the art style, and others are worried that at the remark about it being a faithful recreation means that it won't have any of the stuff from Platinum in it. Which, okay, that's a legit worry. I mean, we can hope that they, include that stuff, but we'll see. Then, of course, you got the Final Fantasy announcements with the remake DLC exclusive to the PS5 and hopefully at some point the PC. Because I'm not buying a PS5 just for Final Fantasy VII Remake. I require at least 3 to 5 games in order to buy a console. And actually, yeah, funny how that turned out for me. Now all I have left on a PS4 is Persona 5 Royal and Final Fantasy VII Remake, along with some mobile games. It's
Interesting, because when Mom and I purchased our Wii, we also purchased Wii Sports along with it.
yeah. Funny thing about my Wii is it's not actually my Wii; it's my aunt's Wii. We actually picked it up for the fitness app or program game.
although it took us a while before more games started pouring in. It started with Lego Star Wars, and more re- the most recent one was Ben 10 Protector of Earth.
Uh, yeah, for like with a PS5, it took me not PS5, PS4. It actually, I actually waited several years in order to get it. Because like, okay, finally, Persona 5, Final Fantasy 15, Kingdom Hearts 3. Like there was enough big games there that I could justify buying it. Of course, now I'll like half of those games are on PC now, and well, with Persona, the fact that Persona 4 is on Steam, it gives me hope that Persona 4 won't be that far behind. When was Royal released? Okay, late 2019, so here's hoping sometime in the summer. That would be a neat summer release. Sorry, I was rambling a bit. Yeah, news. You probably have a more structured news list than I do.
Seems we're supposed to expect a Source Wall opening montage for the Snyder Cut.
They're seriously getting the source vault. Ah, can the Snyder Cut get any more convoluted? Like, did we really?
That's what you get for two directors the first time around, I guess.
Some could say that about the Star Wars sequel trilogy. They wouldn't be wrong with that either. It's starting to sound more and more or like fanfic written by like an 11-year-old. Like, oh, it has this and it has this. That's that in that. Ooh, that'll be fun. It's like toss in everything. Like, like I get DC is jealous of Marvel and how they match their movies, but like what at least what Marvel started to get convoluted. Not that it got that convoluted, but at least by then you were 20 movies in, so it's like if you're following along, you could still understand it.
Just wonder where's the joke. Anyway, seems the Terminator franchise is heading to Netflix as anime.
Huh.
Mattson Tomlin, writer for the Batman, involved.
So are we talking continuation, reboot, whatever the hell? Dark Fate was. Yeah, because that was a that was a continuation slash retcon, or not reboot, sort of uh, part reboot, part
I think the term was soft reboot when Genesis came about.
right. Talking about things that got convoluted, Terminator. But for me, Terminator stopped after two.
I'm honestly a little bit surprised they didn't continue on with the apoc- in the setting with Grown Connor.
Ah, yeah. That's the thing with Terminator. Like they can never really settle on what they want to do with the franchise. It's like, okay, Terminator 2, it's like, okay, we destroyed it at the source, it's all good. Terminator 3, like, ha, you thought you could stop it. You fools! You're all screwed anyway. Uh, whatever Genesis was, and Dark Fate, it's like, ah, yes, well, you see, Terminator 3 never happened because actually, we just sent back another one and killed him right after, too. So it's like, eh, you all lose. But then it's like, oh well, now there's this other hero of the rebellion, and it's like, wait, so now John Connor never really mattered because now the hero can be anyone. So it's like, what's the point? Like, why should we care?
All I know
And
is
this
that
is
my
what you.
all I know is that my sister enjoyed the Sarah Connor TV show.
This is what happens when you don't have hard set rules for time travel.
I just realized this might be where Quesada got his OMD OMT OMD omit inspiration type deals. Because there was a Marvel editor that did argue against his claims.
Hmm.
Doesn't look like much yet, though. But we'll keep a close eye. But hey, if DC doesn't do well in terms of, but hey, if DC isn't grabbing you in terms of movies, at least they'll grab you in merch. The Snyder Cut's getting Funko Pops, per expected. Joey Soloway and
Like,
Tasha Hu, new writers for the Red Sonja remake.
hmm.
Oh, and getting back to something Star Wars related. Abrams to produce a Superman reboot with writer Nahishi Coates. Huh. Apparently, the Amazon series is supposed to have episodes both before and after the first Wonder Woman.
Hmm.
Bit of a curveball regarding Downey Jr.'s return to the MCU. Apparently, he's reiterated, "Never say never."
Basically, if they have the money, I have the time. Yeah, part of me is thinking like, yeah, after the Doolittle fiasco, he might be thinking like, okay, maybe just to be safe, you know.
Here's a little clarification. Apparently, there was a tease of leaving the doors at least slightly ajar on the possibility of stepping back.
Yeah, and to be fair, we're getting all up into the multiverse, so hey, uh, there's your door right there.
Rachel Zegler from West Side Story is going to have a key role in Fear of the Gods. Aaron Taylor Johnson considered returning for Quicksilver.
Hmm. Ooh.
J.J.
Ooh,
Larry J.
nice.
J.J. Larry J. in the works at Prime.
Hmm.
Erica Leeson, former Daredevil showrunner, is involved. Kevin Feige addressed the rumors regarding Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and other Marvel television properties joining MCU.
Hmm.
Says it's a possibility, but undecided. But keep your fingers crossed. And again, director returning to superhero flick in the not too distant future.
Hmm.
Mass Effect movie or TV show may have Henry Cavill.
Okay.
Reunites with the Seven screenwriter for The Killer with X-Men star Michael Fassbender attached. Don't need to wait too long. Only a month and a few for Quiet Place 2 and Mission Impossible 7 on Paramount Plus, following theatrical release. Don't expect any more R-rated MCU stuff beyond Deadpool 3 yet.
I mean, that's perfectly fine.
We got an official title for 3. We got an official title for 3. Spider-Man No Way Home.
Of course, that'll also lead up to Spider-Man 4. Where am I? Spider-Man Homecoming, Far From Home, No Way Home. Where do I go now?
I couldn't help but notice the whole motif.
A movie where Spider-Man and plays for a baseball team. Spider-Man home run. I could probably keep this whole thing up for a while, but I won't because it's getting kind of late.
Lucky to arrive June 11th. Bad Batch May 4th. Appropriately. Looks like we're getting some positive notes on Superman and Lois. One account saying it's paying homage to Action Comics 1.
Hmm.
Well, there goes those rumors regarding past incarnations being in No Way Home. Save that for another Spider-Verse, I guess.
Yep.
Since Gunn's looking to work on another DC project after Peacemaker. Charm City Kings director Angel Manuel Soto, helming Bloom Beetle.
Ooh.
Apparently, Holland auditioned for Finn in The Force Awakens and has recently released a recalling that disaster.
Ooh.
Expect Jupiter's Legacy on Netflix in May. no pay for finishing the cider cut. Possible redemption for Daisy. She's said she would love to play Spider-Woman.
Hmm.
Nolan and Deborah Snyder are going to keep Zack as far away as possible from the Whedon cut. Apparently there's going to be a subplot between Wayne and Lois, but WB said no. Apparently there's going to be a Rugrats revival, live-action remakes of Odd Parents and Dora, and new offerings from makers of the Last Airbender cartoon. Apparently there's rumors Big Hero 6 could be in the MCU. Emma Watson announced her retirement. Okay, as for last week's race, here's some of the Here's some things I noticed regarding the coming season. Boyer's in the booth. Seems here incidents are going to be flagged yellow. Seems they now have rain tires as well as wipers. 'Twas the second time they raced on the road course. And Christopher Bell secured his first Cup Series win. Would have left off with a start there, but I think we're all aware of a lot of G5 stuff popping up.
Yeah.
including a male in the main cast.
Yep.
After we missed that event, I took a look back at a video we watched behind the scenes way back late 19-ish. And I honestly can't wait for that 3D animator to give his thoughts on how things have on the animation bits they're coming out with.
Yeah.
Gonna make a bit of a gamble and say he can notice improvement from that first YouTube.
Yeah.
Even if I must say the style they've gone with does dictate something along the lines of, say, a knockoff.
Yeah.
Well, better for them to mock than them to be mocked.
Yeah.
Finally, we can look into the people we have sadly lost this week.
Mm.
Masaru Chi, Italian road racing cyclist. Also Nap. Dufresne, French racing cyclist.
Mm.
producer of Highlander also.
Oh. Huh.
Seeley Hill, Canadian Hall of Fame thoroughbred racehorse.
Hmm.
Pastoral Pursuits, 2005 July Cup winner. Oof, the director for The Muppet Show.
Ooh.
Grissini, Italian motorcycle racer, world champion 85-87, founder of Grissini Racing. Nicola, Finnish rally driver, world champion 83. Ronald Pickup, who was Neville Chamberlain in Darkest Hour. Surprised I didn't get that the first time around. Oh.
Hmm?
That's one of the animators from the Russian version of Winnie the Pooh.
Ah. Uh, yeah, it's getting kind of late, so we should probably start wrapping up things for this week.
Returning back to season 4 is definitely a good sign. G5 sounds like it's going to be a large talking point for the next month of the year.
Yep.
forward to the race later today. Hopefully, Mom gets better soon. And next week, we will address the certain anniversary of sorts with the film that got actually got me tightening my, well, let's just say I wasn't fully on board until I saw the movie.
Ah.
Until which, as per usual, stay safe, stay well, and hopefully we will see you